Why there is no retirement crisis. I just watched some stupid video on a More Perfect Union YouTube channel. I have no clue how I came across these lefty clowns, but I do actually. Now I think about it. They had a video talk about Maine's electricity crisis. And if you look through it, I'm looking, it's just nothing but a push for green energy. I was like, oh. But they don't say that till the very end. Then they have some like sorority girl saying, and there's a crisis. You know how girls talk, like these young girls, we're in a crisis. You know, we got to go to school. Like how they talk where they raise their, do you want to go? Oh, let's see. I went to the park, you know, when I was lifting weights. It's, dude, this is the state of the green energy people, sorority girls. Anyway, it's embarrassing. And so I said, let me go through the rest of these guys' channels, videos, and see what the guys say. Oh, retirement crisis video, huh? And I said, let me click on this. And sure enough, as like the same, as like, and their whole thing is this channel, More Perfect Union, is like, you'll be shocked what happened when you drink this. You'll be shocked what happened when you looked up this guy. You'll be shocked what happened when you picked your nose. And it's like, oh, it's nothing. It's just clickbait negativity stuff. I hate it. I hate it with a passion. And of course, if you're watching this retirement crisis video, all the other retirement crisis videos shows up. And so let's just solve, again, for the 1,000th millionth time, why there is no retirement crisis. Can we solve this? Really? Just let's go. You ready? Why there is no retirement crisis? Because retirees are not in crisis. It's just that simple. If there is a retirement crisis, there would be a mass amount of retirees in crisis, and there is not. There is just not, man. That doesn't mean retirees are lighting cigars with $100 bills, but that means there's not a crisis because there is not a crisis. To have a crisis, you have to have a crisis. We don't have a crisis, thus there's no crisis. Now, you can make an argument. There'll be a crisis for my daughter, maybe. We don't know. But they've been saying this just like the climate change fools, man. Oh, I got to stop. I'm trying hard not to call people names. I just can't help it. They've been saying the same thing for literal decades about climate change, and they're just freaking wrong, dude. Just wrong. They've been, at some point, when you start saying there's a retirement crisis back in the early 90s, that's what, 30 years ago. So you take some guy in the early 90s, 30 years old. In the early 90s, that's 20. So a guy who's 10 years older than me, who's now 65, you say, hey, retirement crisis is here, guy. He's like, oh, I'm doing pretty good. I'm not lighting cigars on $100 bills. I might not own a freaking catamaran. I'm doing okay. Well, there could be a crisis for Josh's daughters and sons. Yeah, but you said that 30 years ago, and you're wrong. For there to be a crisis, there has to be a crisis, and there is no crisis. Can we just stop this stuff, dude? Because they've been saying, I get it. It clicks. You get clicks. I get it, 100%. Negative. I had a guy on, I was debating some guy on X the other day. He's like, the Republicans need to do a better job of offering positivity. I can't remember what it was. I said, dude, positivity in politics doesn't sell. Positivity does not sell. You have to go after your opponent. The Democrats are the perfect, like Republicans have tried like this for years, always failing. We're going to not sell ourselves with dirty tactics. And the Democrats are saying you're a Nazi. Mitt Romney is a Nazi. He's going to throw mom off the welfare chain. The whole thing's so stupid. The Republicans like, I'm not going to get involved in that. I'm a Boston Brahmin. I'm going to stay above the fray. And the Republicans lose all the time. At some point, you have to, in politics, is fear. Fear always gets more views than positivity. You shouldn't stoke fear, but you should say, if this happens badly, this will happen to you and it's bad. Thus, vote for me to make sure that we are protecting you from bad things happening. That's what you got to do. And I get it. So fear sells. That's what they say in the media. If it bleeds, it leads. If it bleeds, it leads, because people like to see what's happening on bad things. I want to see that guy did not make it across the street. He's lying in the middle of the street bleeding, as opposed to grandma who walked across the street. Man bites dog. Yeah, that will be in the media. Why? Because it doesn't happen very often. Man bites dog. What the hell? Dog bite man will never be in the media unless it's a white guy who owns a dog and bites a black guy. You know what I'm saying? Then it'll be in the media because very rare things get put in the media. If it bleeds, it leads. Man bites dog. Negativity sells. Very odd things sell, things that you're like not expecting. The typical stuff day to day. You're able to go to the grocery store. Believe it or not, you're able to buy some eggs. Oh, but their eggs are through the roof right now. Yeah, those supply shock. I wonder why the supply shock. Oh, because of bird flu. What? Bird flu? Yeah, exactly. Just like when they killed all these animals because of swine flu and H1N1 and all this stuff. And all of a sudden you have a major price hike because of supply shock. Shocking. Anyway, so there is no retirement crisis because there is no people in crisis. Are there some people in crisis? Yes, unequivocally, there are some people in crisis. Are the vast majority of people who are retired in crisis? The answer is unequivocally no. How? Because we surveyed these people all the time. There is no breadline for a vast amount of retirees. Why? Because they're getting Social Security. That's just a fact. The vast majority of people are going to be just fine on Social Security, which is another reason they'll never cut it. They'll never cut Social Security. Well, how are they going to pay for it? That's a different argument. We can argue all day long how they're going to pay for it. Tell me how we're paying for the defense budget right now. Tell me how we're paying for the Department of Education. Tell me how we're paying for the Department of Labor. Tell me how we're paying for these things right now, because we don't have enough money coming in to pay these. We're issuing bonds. Who are we issuing bonds to? Ourselves, right. So we're paying the interest, the debt, to ourselves. Somehow that keeps working. I don't know why. I don't know how, but it is. It's worked for years. It's worked in Japan. It's worked in the United States. It's worked since Reagan. They said, there's going to be mass inflation, mass tax hikes. None of this ever happened. So for some reason, we're able to get it going. Why? Because our economy is still strong. As long as we have a strong economy, we're going to be just fine. All right, anyway. Take that, negativity Nellies. The negative, who's the man, the GOAT, Spiro Agnew. What do you say? The nattering nabobs of negativity. Spiro Agnew, you're the GOAT, dude. Let's all give a salute to Spiro Agnew, really to tick the libs off. I don't like Nixon. I'll take Spiro Agnew, though. He's from Maryland, too, by the way, FYI. All right, God bless.